Chapter 487, The Dragon Pearls Treatment. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Zhang Yuochen stared deeply at the Orange Star Emissary. He frowned and said, "Don't you want to kill her?" "This lady is an innate lunar body," Blackie replied. "She is able to use the essence of the moon to improve cultivation and buff up her physical quality. Her physical quality has the potential to surpass the saints with the amount of moon quintessence she has absorbed. Her hidden potential is limitless. Killing her would be a total waste." Blackie set Orange Star Emissary free and restored her to free movement. However, it used a secret spell to seal her meridians. The Orange Star Emissary could not circulate her genuine chi. Aside from her larger and stronger physical quality, she was no different from ordinary humans. Even if she wanted to escape, it would be to no avail. Zhang Yuochen had an unpleasant feeling towards the Orange Star Emissary. Her potential is indeed very respectful, but she is not on the same track as us. Leaving her with us will only bring us harm. Zhang Yuochen walked towards the Orange Star Emissary and grabbed her wrist. "What are you going to do to me, Zhang Yuochen?" She gritted her white teeth when she spoke. She struggled and tried to resist. However, without being able to run her genuine chi, it was quite impossible for her to fight with Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen took a bracelet from her wrist and released her hand. "This is the Dragon Lock Chain." Suddenly the bracelet emitted red beams and flew out of his hand. It ascended in the middle of thin air and let out a crashing sound. Soon, it grew to a 333-meter-long pieces of iron that resembled a dragon. It was as thick as a pail. The Dragon Lock Chain possessed Vessel Spirit. Moreover, the Vessel Spirit had already acknowledged the Orange Star Emissary as its master. Under the control of Vessel Spirit, the Dragon Lock Chain began to attack. It moved with extreme speed, like a thick iron whip was attacking Zhang Yuochen. No mistake. This is a holy weapon indeed. Even its Vessel Spirit possesses such gargantuan power. Zhang Yuochen was swayed by his sight. He flew up, let out both hands and grabbed the Dragon Lock Chain. His palms began to ignite and started to refine the Dragon Lock Chain. Although the Dragon Lock Chain and the Blue Water Dragon patent sword were both 100 inscription weapons, the Dragon Lock Chain had been around for more than 10,000 years. The Dragon Lock Chain's Vessel Spirit had very strong spirituality. The Blue Water Dragon patent sword could not match it. The only way to control the Dragon Lock Chain was to worship it. The Dragon Lock Chain was like a tame wild horse under the refining process. It slowly gained calmness and turned into a red bracelet, strapping around Zhang Yuochen's wrist. The Orange Star Emissary clenched her teeth. "Zhang Yuochen, you are bold enough to snatch my Dragon Lock Chain. If my master finds out, he will surely end your life." Zhang Yuochen did not even listen to her. He walked towards Aoxinyan, took out the Blue Water Dragon patent sword, and returned it to her. Aoxinyan retrieved her sword with both her hands. Her head faced downwards. She said gently, "Thank you, group leader." Without any apparent reason, Aoxinyan dared not look Zhang Yuochen in the eyes. To thwart any possible eye contact with him, she could only look down. Zhang Yuochen asked, "Are you seriously injured? Why are you not recovering yet? Did you take any regeneration pills?" Aoxinyan shook her head. She felt the sadness coming from deep within. She sobbed and said, "Pager destroyed almost half of my meridians. Even the 5 internal organs and 6 hollow organs are badly damaged. I'm afraid recovering is not possible anymore." Zhang Yuochen frowned. He pressed onto Aoxinyan's wrist and exuded genuine chi into her body. The genuine chi circulated within her body and returned, flowing back into his hand. Zhang Yuochen retrieved his hand. "Such dreadful injuries. You are almost half handicapped. I am afraid that for you to fully recover and rejoin the meridians, we might need the help of a saint and alchemist together to heal you. But we are currently still in the primitive world of Wood Spirit. We won't be back any time soon. By the time when we get back, your meridians might already be hard." Aoxinyan's inner injury was quite dreadful. She could not use her genuine chi for rehabilitation, hence her injury would worsen even faster. The fact that she could still hang on was already a miracle. Once the injury prolonged, the meridians would surely harden. Even if the victim recovered, their martial arts journey would be hampered. As for a top genius in martial arts, It meant that their road to the Holy Road was already bleak. If there was no hope, was there any reason to continue living? Blackie came forward and said, Zhang Yuochen, you are the only one that can save her now. What do you mean? Zhang Yuochen asked. Blackie answered, she possesses a half-dragon body, so her meridians are made up of the humans and the dragon tribes. If she can absorb a sufficient amount of chi of Saint Dragon, not only will she fully recover, she might transform into a genuine dragon body. Zhang Yuochen contemplated and asked, are you referring to the Golden Dragon predecessor's Dragon Pearl? We can save her by using the Dragon Pearl. Blackie nodded. Zhang Yuochen walked towards Ao Xinyan. He pressed his palm on her back and starting to circulate the Dragon Pearl's chi of Saint Dragon. The Golden Dragon Pearl began to spin quickly in his heart. The Gold Dragon chi released through his meridians and flowed quickly towards his palm, then surged into Ao Xinyan's body. Ao Xinyan let out a cry. She coughed blood and her injuries grew worse. Zhang Yuochen immediately retrieved his palm. He helped her up and said, it's impossible. Her meridians are broken to bits. She cannot withstand the power surge of Dragon Chi. Forcefully injecting the Dragon Chi into her body will only worsen her injury. Blackie said, there are only two possible solutions. The first is to let her swallow the whole Dragon Pearl in order for her body to absorb Dragon Pearl's Dragon Chi. She will then return the Dragon Pearl to you after she recovers. Zhang Yuochen shook his head. The Dragon Pearl is in my heart. I can't release it until my cultivation reaches the Fish Dragon realm. You would have to slice through my heart to retrieve it. Then what's left is the second method, but this might be slightly troublesome. Blackie added, since you both have human chi and dragon chi, if the both of you can breathe in and out together and form a cycle, the dragon chi will then transfer into her body. Ao Xinyan blushed. With slight embarrassment, she said, that's a bit weird. Don't you think? You can choose to give up if you want to become a handicap. Blackie answered. Ao Xinyan bit her lip softly and looked towards Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen was apparently calm. He looked at Ao Xinyan. If this makes you feel uncomfortable, then we don't need to rush things. There will surely be another way. There are patrol teams from the Ministry of War in the primitive world of Wood Spirit. We probably don't even need to wait for the 10,000 Fields Tavern's ship to return to Chaotic Millionverse Mountain. As long as we are able to return, with the power of the Saint Academy, there will surely be another way to help you with your recovery. But we are trespassers. If we look for help from the Ministry of War patrol team, we might end up behind bars. When we will return to the Saint Academy remains unknown, and I will probably have succumbed from my injuries when the time finally comes. Ao Xinyan pursed her lips and raised her head. Her eyes were glowing as she looked into Zhang Yuochen's eyes. Group leader, you saved me 3 times. You will save me this time too, right? Zhang Yuochen stared at Blackie. Blackie said, this is the only way to save her. Of course we can choose to ignore her and pursue our journey to find the Chi of Origin in the primitive world of Wood Spirit. She is just another troublemaker. If not for her, we might have already found the Chi of Origin by now. Since Zhang Yuochen had saved her so many times, there was no reason not to save her at this crucial moment. If that's so, let's begin. Zhang Yuochen said. As the sun set, the sky became darker and the air gradually became colder. Zhang Yuochen's paws began to emit green genuine chi. It gathered to become a humongous ball-shaped chi shield. Ao Xinyan's body drifted up with the genuine chi. She was like a fallen leaf, floating within the chi shield. Zhang Yuochen held her hand. Their palms stuck together. Zhang Yuochen glanced at Ao Xinyan's face. It could not be denied that she was indeed very pretty. She had decent facial features, long eyebrows, a small nose and red crystal clear lips, as red as a gem. One felt like kissing her just from looking at her. Even if kissing her could lead to one's immediate death, many would still not hesitate to get close and kiss her. Zhang Yuochen closed his eyes to eliminate any desire that came into his brain and tried to control his emotions. He lowered his head and kissed Ao Xinyan's lips. Their lips gradually grew closer and closer. Ao Xinyan's body was twitching. Her fingers tightened uncontrollably and she trembled. Gradually, their chi began to connect and form a cycle. Ao Xinyan's body began to absorb Zhang Yuochen's dragon chi. Under the nourishment of the dragon chi, Alcynion's 5 injured internal organs and 6 hollow organs recovered swiftly. Her flesh began to regenerate and her wounds recovered. The broken meridians were reconnected under the languid flow of the dragon chi.